That looks correct. Looks correct. See what it looks like when it starts. That's super loud for me. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it being quiet. Look at this matchup. Why does it always start with these two? You ever notice that? KF14 is great, but you know, I'm here for third strike. Why is it always Remy versus 12? Ooh, that lag. Hope that's not gonna be a thing. Ugh. Ugh, it's a thing. Why has the footage been so shitty recently from these guys? Remember when I made that tier list of where I thought all the characters were and I put Remy as bottom 3? I really think that. Someone looked at my tier list and was like, you put Oro way too high. It was like a name I'd never read in my life. I'll put Oro wherever the fuck I want. I think Oro's top tier. There, I said it. I think Oro's like number 5 in the game, or maybe number 6. I think that's a very reasonable place to put him. He just sucks in tournaments because the best characters all beat him. But he has a higher skill ceiling than all them, so that works really well for him. Well, maybe not a higher skill ceiling than Yun. Straight up worse is a really hard call, especially with a comparison like that. Remy plays a lot of matchups a lot easier than those two do. When those two are helpless, they're pretty helpless. Third Strike is a weird game. You can always just be an anti-opponent. The skill ceiling for that is very high, so even if like Hugo really sucks against Chun-Li, you can just be a really good anti-Chun-Li, and then it doesn't matter that you're playing Hugo. If anything, it's good that you're playing Hugo because you get a lot of damage after your parries. But it's only good if you're really good at being an anti-Chun-Li. It's not like Remy beats Chun-Li or Makoto. He still sucks against them. Remy's only barely better against Makoto than Q is against Makoto. Remy's really good at fighting Q and Hugo themselves, though. Remy versus Q is really awful, actually. It is possible to use Q Super 1 to go through Remy's fireballs. And that's like the one saving grace of the matchup. You're really reliant on it, and you also have to be pretty close. He traded. Meaty EX axe. It looks like Remy woke up with a low parry. Crouching but not blocking almost always means low parry. There's like nothing else you'd be doing. You don't wake up with low short in this game, really. Or like buttons in general. You're throw immune, so usually you can block your way out of a mix-up on wake up if you want to. Okay. Didn't go for the cold blue kick at all. Mid-screen, it's really hard to get a cold blue kick and the flash kick, and the flash kick does more damage if you're only getting one or the other. Remy's meter is really dangerous here. He just went for anti-air sweep and got it. That like sucks. Remy's not low profile or anything. Third strike wake up throw and vulnerability does nothing bad. Very nice. The wake up scenario is like the one thing about third strike that's truly holy and perfect. It feels slanted in the guy on top's favor, which is how it should feel. It should be like good for you to push a mix up, but it doesn't feel like it's something you should always pursue. Like it is a decision I make. Sometimes I want to push the meaty game and sometimes I don't. You really feel on the ground that you have a lot of options, but you really feel that the opponent has like just a little bit more. You don't feel helpless on the ground, but you do feel that it's worth pursuing to be the guy who knocked the opponent over and goes for the meaty. Or like the mix-up. 12 is surprisingly okay here. This is actually a matchup where he's not bad at all. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 7-3 just purely for the absolute difference in tier between the characters. But 12's kit actually works really well against Chun-Li. Most of the weakness just comes from the fact that he sucks and she's good. That move is really risky to hit. If she blocked that, she could reversal super. It might actually, on hit, it might lead to a reversal super. He's not going for it, though. But Chun-Li can punish that, like, I think at all ranges with a reversal super. but she can't really do much against that kind of dive. She's actually not very good at meeting it midair. And her low forward presence isn't super scary past a certain range. 12 can counterpoke it from mid-range without taking a ridiculous risk, and he can also he doesn't have to like approach like that. Was that a punish? That's so bullshit. He just mashed a little bit too much, so it ended up being minus, even though he hit her. Parry into jab, very safe, reliable anti-air. Nice, good confirm. Very low damage. 12 sucks. What was with that reversal? And why did he not? Why did she not die? The problem is the difference in damage output, as usual. That's like 12's biggest problem in general. In neutral, they can trade blows like crazy. But if Chun-Li gets one low forward, she shaves off half of 12's health. And 12 doesn't have any burst damage at all. Even combos into super only do like a quarter of Chun-Li's health. And they don't come often. But with both supers out of the picture, they actually trade damage pretty evenly. And they also trade hits pretty well. If anything, 12's ability to get hits on Chun-Li is actually better. Again, I'm not saying this is in 12's favor, because 12 does suck. But it's just like, for being like top 2 and for being bottom 2, you think this would be horrible, but it's actually, you know, nice. It's playable. 12 would much rather fight Chun-Li than like Ken or Yun, I think. I think even, I don't know about Ken and Yun. 12 definitely doesn't have a great thing to do about Gane, but who does? I don't know if anything else about Yun is that scary. I don't know if dive kicks are that scary. Ken's EXO Tatsu is really good here, I think. And just his damage output is way higher than 12's, and he like trades blows okay. DPs are nice here. Those. Exactly that kind of uppercut is really nice here. It's like, it comes and goes. Chun-Li's an absolute bully against Hugo and Q. She's definitely not easy for Remy, but not super bad. She slaughters 12, I mean not 12, she slaughters Sean, but everyone does. I don't think she like especially slaughters him. She might if she's got some weird super punishes I don't know about. Nice double DP. Who's like low tier? Alex? She's definitely not good for Alex. I think she's one of Alex's worst matchups, if not Alex's worst. Ooh. Ken is a bully to Alex as well. Yan isn't usually a counterpick, even though he's probably the best or second best character in the game. What he has is just really strong against everyone, and it's about equally strong against everyone. There is no counterplay to fucking Gane. But there's no counterplay for Chun-Li, and there's no counterplay for fucking Sean, you know? It's the same with Aegis Reflector, except Aegis Reflector is less busted than Gane. Well, it's like more busted, but it's more locked behind meter, so it's less of a constant factor. Ooh. Whenever they're adjusting the name, it always lags a little bit. Early jump jab. That'll often catch people before they're doing air parries. Ooh, this is kill. Why would you spend bar? Hard chop back fucking drop. That's so weird that he did that. Anyway, overall, Chun-Li is probably the worst to the low tiers of all the top tier characters. A lot of the tiers in this game are just not so much counterpicks as character being good and character being bad. Unusual punish. I think he went for... No, he had the meter, I think. Or maybe he didn't. Oh, he threw too soon? No! Ken didn't even parry that. He was just going to block it. He did block high, though. Okay. This is how it begins. Alex is actually genuinely pretty scary when he corners you. Oh. See, that was the throw immunity, I think. The trick with the throw immunity that makes it so effective is the opponent goes for wake up parry. They have to, like, in order for that parry to do anything, they have to parry and not commit for a few frames. Which means they have to allow themselves to get thrown if the opponent throws you. It's clever. What kind of drinks? I don't drink alcohol at all, if that's what you're asking. Ooh, good confirm. And you throw him into the corner, too. Wouldn't it be great if you could choose which direction you threw the opponent? In terms of like what I sip, um, it's like green tea half the time and occasionally apple juice or cranberry juice. That's a punish. He didn't even get reversal. I thought it needed reversal to be a punish, but maybe not. Maybe it's like -8 or something. I don't remember. I've like never drank alcohol, and I don't have a taste for it, and I honestly can't think of a reason I would get one. People say it's nice, but I've never had it, so I don't know how nice it is, you know what I mean? I do know it's expensive. I do know that people do stupid things occasionally. Like, I don't think I would drink and drive, but I don't even want to introduce the possibility. Or, you know, say something I regret or something like that. Oh, that was such a good idea, too. Back Fierce goes through mirrors. Important to know what your attacks are that go through mirrors. People say it makes you feel good, but I already feel good. That's way less good than it is in SF5 to get the neutral throw into the mirror. In SF5, it's like one of your main use of the mirror, but in this game, it's just like, or the forward throw into the mirror, rather. It kind of fucks with your positioning. You can turn it into something good, but it requires very specific throw and very specific mirror placement, very specific screen position. I've seen RX do stuff with it. Probably no combo there. He only had JP3, but so far away. Oh, that was such an easy parry. Unblockable? The Crutch Fierce kind of didn't send him the way you wanted it to. That was nice. That's an unblockable. Oh, the double Crutch Fierce. I think that was optimal there. That was cool. I like when I see like a weird optimization. Nice confirm, nerd. Oh. That's the awkward range. Blocking once and jumping is the right play, but he probably should have just jumped forward instead of back. If he just crouch blocked the whole thing, he would probably get grabbed there. So he had to jump. Hold up. Oh yeah, that's how I start. Light fireball. He's using stand light kick already. I don't use that much, but it is a decent poke. It's just unrewarding. Low strong is very good against Urian, but hella. Oh, what the fuck is that? That was a weird thing to do there. Getting a jump medium kick to combo into a low forward is insanely hard. He was nowhere near the timing you need. Generally speaking, it's not even possible. Or like it's always possible, but it's like really stupid. You have to get a super low connect to the jump medium kick, which means you won't be very close to them for the low medium kick, which also has high pushback and doesn't move you forward. That was the right play, but he dropped it. Oh, this is good though. Freestone reversal headbutt was really smart. Oh, he didn't get the unblockable, but he still managed to open up Urian. Reversal headbutts are still strong. I don't know. Reversal headbutts are... No, yeah, they're good against Freestone. This always got a super weird playstyle. Can I go through the mirror? I would have done it. Oh, no, uppercut through the mirror, actually. Oh, this is... It's not enough. He mistimed it anyway. I think he might have built super there. Higgs Fireball is good in this matchup. He made a little bit of work out of... it would have worked. Not the worst. I would have won there. All you had to do was hit stand strong. I would have won there. I see those. Every time Urian does a headbutt, I hit stand strong instantly. I always punish it. Sunburn Ken. Oh, a lot of people just cancel the DP when they get low parried like that. It's difficult to do that though. Reversal headbutt is airborne frame 1. That was the worst jump jab. Like, why would you not do jump hard kick there? He had a full jumping combo. He had the perfect jump. He had the god jump. And then he had jump jab. You never do air lights in this game. Air lights are shit. You only use them for air to airs to do the fastest normal imaginable. Or like if you're 12 and you fucking have the godlike jump jab and shit. That was a really good meaty mix-up. No one's going to low parry that late. There was, like, nothing good. Urian just had to crouch block for a super long time. Potentially be ready for a red parry if that low short was cancelled. Jump lights are good in for certain characters in Street Fighter 2. Ooh, that was a good cancel. Airborne frame 1, baby. Um, if you have an air special move, all jump lights cancel the air special moves in SF2, I think. And that was really useful for some stuff. Like Ken after a knee bash throw could do hold up forward into jump jab into Tatsu, and it would leave you point. It would do chip and leave you point blank in plus frames, and it would allow you to push the knee bash mix up again. There aren't that many air special moves in Street Fighter 2 though. Air Tatsu is one of the only ones. Cammy didn't have a dive kick yet. He had a combo there. It was a crouching Ken. It's for how broken dive kicks, for how broken the reputation of dive kicks in it is in Third Strike. It's you actually need like a relatively specific connect with the dive kick to actually get a combo out of it. When you're playing someone who's good with dive kicks, they feel really strong. But when you're actually playing a twin, it's like, wow, this thing sucks. Delayed, command grab, and Ken backdashed. Smart. Backdash is not actually throw immune or anything, but you know, at the timing where you have to go for your throws on wake up, for them to actually work, backdash will get out of the way in time. So it like kind of works. Ooh, the TC. I don't know if that alters your jump arc, but I think it does. That was the right play. Oh. Ken's going for aggressive like parries. Oh, that's why people never use that overhead. Because it sucks. He did the light version of Rekka and it failed. Why would you even do that? Every version of Rekka combos from fucking low forward. Why did you do the light one? You think it would always fail there because that's a fixed distance away from the opponent. Command grab low forward Rekka will always be exactly the same distance away. Maybe it was a fuck up. Going for an EX will never give you a light one anyway, so he wasn't going for EX. Just weirdness. Every now and then, you know, your fingers just do something strange. Chun-Li failed to punish. Chun-Li's punish would have just been a throw anyway. Like, honestly, it's hard to get something much better than that. Like, Chun-Li's optimal punish without fucking super is, like, actually really shitty. A throw is almost as good as it gets. Your absolute optimal punish is, like, Samurai us into lightning legs, but that's insanely difficult in this game to just do raw. It might actually be impossible to do raw. You might need, like, task level mashing. Like, on and off every other frame. If you're not buffering the legs a little bit. Your next best punish is probably like crouch face into medium bird, which requires down charge, doesn't knock over. It might be actually minus frames on hit, and it's not even that strong. You can do like fierce into fireball, but I think that's really minus if you're not canceling the super. So like really, your best punish most of the time is like a sweep or a close runhouse or a back fierce or something like that. And I think those all do like about the same damage as a throw anyway, but throw gives you repositioning as well. For how great Chun-Li is, Chun-Li without meteor is pretty stylish. She was dead as soon as she hit the ground. That throw does damage when the opponent lands. But he chose to juggle her with the super and have that kill instead. Juggling with the super does less damage than just letting the throw rock. But it was going to kill either way there. You literally spend a bar to do less damage. Necro has the same thing, but unlike Ken, Necro can potentially get a dizzy and then get more damage than his quarter circle, half circle forward throw would do. Necro gets it off of half circle forward kick. The low hit grab. It works exactly the same way, except Necro doesn't need a super to juggle. And because he doesn't need a super to juggle, because he can juggle into things that stun, the stun combo can do more damage than just letting it rock. Ooh, delayed. That was probably anti-air parry into tackle, which is actually a surprisingly great anti-air. If the opponent attacks you on the way down, your tackle will usually hit them before they land, and thus be a true punish. And it gives you a mid-air connect tackle, which can then combo into an EX tackle. and you get a butt ton of damage from that, especially if you hit the corner. Nice. Delayed high parry is something that no one does, and it would have worked there, or it was the play. It's so easy. People always bitch about like, oh, the opponent can always parry out, but it's so easy to create these scenarios where like no one would ever parry. He canceled that to headbutt. See that? So the punish didn't do anything. EX Tatsu is annoying to deal with, but he did it in the wrong arc, so there was no like scary mix-up or anything. See that aggressive ass parry as soon as Ken finished blocking the mirror, he tapped forward. Look at all that damage you just got out of that, and that would have been a very annoying and difficult parry. Oh, it's over. That's not invincible. It's just frame 1 airborne. So it beats like a low and it beats like a throw. But in SF5 it's actually invincible. If Ken just did meaty stand strong or something, Yuri would have died. Burn. Dudley's cheap. He did an anti-air so early that even though it was parried, he recovered in time. Oro can do that same thing though. Oro can do that with close strong second hit, and he can also do it with his fireballs. Even if the opponent parries Oro's anti-air fireball, Oro will be able to block their jump in or parry it. Nice. You can react to that. Of course, it's really rewarding if Dudley actually hits you. That might have been a punish. That's a really weird scenario. Certain characters can parry or block the mirror if they take a throw and get pushed into it, and certain other characters are just punished by it. I think. No, I'm not sure. EX mirror would have combo there, I bet. I like that. It's super low risk. Actually, it wasn't even the... Hitting the mirror does nothing. Here, hitting the mirror doesn't even subtract hits from the mirror, unless you're hitting it with, It depends on what you're hitting it with. But I don't know what removes hits from it. Or as fucking stones do. I don't know if fireballs do. Most fireballs just get bounced back. But I don't know if they remove hits as well. Nice. Scary. But now, Earring's at a meter. Ducking does low profile. Damn, that was only one video. I got 6 of them. That was just the first one. We're gonna be here a while. Was that a punish? I bet it was. Hugo's so reliant on low forward to pick up all the slack for fucking all the shit he doesn't have. Mid-range punish, low forward. Combo from a clap from far away, low forward. Fucking low presence. Parry fallout from far away, low forward, baby. Combo from a jump in, low forward. Maybe low short EX lariat if you're super 1, I mean super 3, and have the meter to waste. A lot of Hugos basically don't use EX lariat at all. Other Hugos use it regularly. Even if that hit, I don't think Urian would have died. But it was an easy OS from him. Or I shouldn't say OS, but he risked nothing by waiting for the first little bit. He was going to get 2 mix-ups with that mirror either way, while also still blocking the reversal. That might have been a shoot down backbreaker that just got beat by jump roundhouse. It looked like he left the ground in a shoot down backbreaker kind of way. But he got hit out of it, whatever it was. Pretty good mirror placement, but he didn't get anything from the initial opening. So it could have been better. It was good for pressure and bad for combos. Delayed low. Hugo's struggles in the corner are kind of weird, I think. Ooh, that was a punish. It's weird doing the jab there. You don't always get a clap after parries, Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You have to be aware. Certain characters just always go for the same thing. Oro's really nice about that. Oro's got a 5-frame launcher that goes into all his max damage stuff. Anytime I parry, that's just what I do. 90% of the time, that's what I play. Down toss. Did I have a double jump? Low strong and low forward both poke through it pretty easily. Far strong can. Nice. Crouching opponent, so that was made easier. So long meter. That was a super hard situation to get out of. He was dead to chip, and also it was a throw, so he would have gotten thrown out of a parry. He had to go for like one parry and to grab into more parries, I think. It was basically an unwinnable scenario. That was wake up car throw. Character specific combo, that was cool. He got the bait twice and he didn't do anything. Those were both in the range of Stand Strong. Ooh. Max damage? Uppercut? Yeah. He did the light uppercut. Medium does more damage there, but I think like it's better Oki. But I rarely see Oros make that decision. Base stones are awesome. Nice. That was air throw into ground throw. I do that all the time. Air throw has no recovery in this game. So it just OSs against the opponent jumping out, while also having all the same success as an empty jump throw, which is probably what you use it for. I do that sequence a lot. On hit, a lot of people hit buttons there. Urian's punishes on a blocked Aura Stomp are actually really bad. Aura bounces off him. So ends up super far away, and Urian has to do like dash and sweep to punish it. That being said, Urian can step forward. Destroy the mirror. Yay. Once Aura destroys the mirror with his stones, a glitch activates actually. Oh, he's dead. So long, Thanatos. They gain a permanent hitbox until they hit the opponent, and then they go back to normal. Normally they only get hitboxes every time Aura hits a normal. Stand Strong and low forward are such good pokes. I played a Hugo recently who like only hit Stand Strong, and he was remarkably good considering he was using one button. I think he beat me like twice, and then I won a few. Hi. But he literally, his like entire strat in the matchup, it was like, it wasn't like, this is all I know how to do. It was a practiced nothingness, you know what I mean? He had come to the conclusion of only low strong after achieving mastery in the matchup. It wasn't just like, Aura struggles with this, let me spam it. It was stand strong is a strength and everything else is a weakness. His placement on it was perfect though. He was whiffing them. Whiff punishing it was quite difficult. Or can whiff punish it with towards strong, but you have to be a very specific distance away. Serenos is also possible to counter poke it, but generally speaking it's in Hugo's favor. Nice. Hammer Mountain Hugo would have gotten a super there, but... Oh my lord. That was his play? Was he blocking right before the super? Was that an OS? He buffered the 720 during the low short. That was so good. The low short was specifically chosen so that it wouldn't hit Urian, and also so it would recover fast. Nice. That's such an easy thing to see coming, that cross up, but it's hard to parry and impossible to beat. So most people just block it. Hard to parry because it crosses up right before, so the window is small. Oh, strong. He's using that to good effect. Dash in headbutt, that was buffered. That was partition. That was too far away for a 720 maybe? It might have been good for a 720. He had to do a kind of delayed 720 and those are difficult. That might have been 720able. He's not taking them. That's a combo. EX mirror combos are super cool. Usually they're way weaker than regular mirror. But EX Mirror has the rather unusual, notable quality that it's only got one frame startup. Technically speaking, it's the fastest attack in this entire game. In second impact, if you're not blocking during the super freeze, you cannot block EX Mirror if Urine's point blank. Like, if you're not already blocking, then it hits. Same as, like, Raging Demon or 720. He goes 720. Except it's not a throw, it's a hit. But it, like, hits during the super freeze. I have heard that that's true in Third Strike, but I've never ever labbed it. It doesn't lead to giant combos even in the corner. It's worse than a fucking Light Mirror. But there are certain things it can do that are kind of interesting. Ooh, that was Partition 2. And he got a nice combo out of it. My understanding of partitions has changed a lot recently. Or like my understanding of the charging in this game in general. I already thought I had a good knowledge, but now I have an excellent knowledge. Now I like fully understand. Yeah, he saw it. Ah. Hi. We're just out here enjoying some Third Strike at 5 a.m. We out here. Look at all that damage. Look at all that stun. One opening. 40% dizzy. Feels like Aura. Chill but cute. I'm cute. This whole time. Where are the girls? It's true. All my interests are super masculine. Nice. I did a GBA long play just today, technically. It was Mario 3. It was the Game Boy Advance port. Nice. Ooh, the people do that a lot. It's a common deadly anti-air. Stand forward, stand Renos, stand fierce. The PS2 dot hat games, aren't there like 7 of them? I've always wanted to play them, but I never played any of them. I've never watched dot hack. It's like an anime too, right? Oh, he missed his second low short. Brutal. The walk under was nice. One of my friends has the entire, he has like physical copies of the entire PS2 series. I think they're quite expensive nowadays. But I haven't looked. I don't care about physical copies. In fact, I've been trying to offload all my physical games. Sold a shit ton of them on eBay. I've only got like 30 left. Good riddance. I can just emulate everything now, especially on my emulation box. I have a RetroPie. Just recently I picked up some Famicom controllers for it. Super Famicom. They're excellent controllers. Nice. He was ready for the cancel as an anti-air. He was probably just double tapping for the anti-air crouch fierce. Isn't there a cute cat girl in Dot Hack? I love my games to have cute cat girls. I played the famous one, Tales of Symphonia, but I don't remember it. It's ages ago. A lifetime ago. There's a shit ton of them. And they're all over the place. They're on like every console. Mm. Visually, he turned around for one of those parries, but all the parries were just to the left. There wasn't anything crazy that was going on. It wasn't even a super hard parry. I'm surprised he dropped it. Ryu. I wasn't saying much about the Urian matchup. Not that I dislike Urian, but now it's not picking his signature color. Got the default ass Ryu. That was a Vinao parry right there. Vinao is hyper aggressive with the parries. That was unsafe, and the punish should have been way better. Urian needed a punish that was going to waste some time so he would get some of his dizzy back. But he just got stand medium kick, which while it was a punish, he was in hot water. Because he was still cornered. It's high dizzy. And Vinao played it right. Vinao generally makes good decisions, but every now and then he makes some... He's aggressive. He plays Ryu as a high-risk character, which you don't have to do. Like, not even if you're Denjin. Do you have to do that? Nice red. EX Mirror, holy shit. Even with the red parry, that was, Ryu had to be parrying again. Nice. Ooh, that was pretty risky. Anyway, evaluating good decision, bad decision is really difficult on someone who's playing high risk. It's like, well, it was only a bad decision because it didn't work. Yeah, look at that. EX Mirror is a super interesting counterplay to Denjin. It slows the Denjin down. Denjin drills through mirrors, it doesn't get reflected. But it does, like, pause, which eases the mix-up immensely. And EX Mirror comes out super duper fast. Although I think if the Denjin is truly inside you on Wake Up, you can't do anything. I kind of wanted Benao to stay on. Sad he lost. But Shinobu is doing really well, so. Konitan. I like Necro a lot, both to watch and to fight. He's kind of awkward to play. There was like a 2-second period where I was interested in learning Necro. I played a bunch of Ken, and then I played, I don't think I have any more, but there was like footage of the very first time I played Necro, which was also my 4th time playing the game ever. Then I found Hugo. Or was it Alex then Hugo? I've already forgotten. I think it was Alex then Hugo. I was like, I'm going to be an Alex main, then I was like, I'm going to be a Hugo main. And then I played Oro, like, literally just for fun. I was waiting for fighting games long before I actually found one. I played a lot of almost fighting games and played them like fighting games. Like, there were certain beat-em-ups with fighting game components that I played as a kid. And I really liked that aspect of it, and I was like, if there was some game that just played off this and nothing else, and then that ended up being what fighting games were. I kind of knew that I would like them, but I didn't have access to any, except Tekken, which I just kind of mashed, and I didn't really like it. What made a player good in Tekken didn't seem interesting to me. Same with Smash. Like, the idea of improving didn't sound fun. And then when I saw high-level Tekken footage, it was kind of that. I like the juggles. I didn't know about the juggles when I was a kid. The way that combos work is pretty interesting. But the neutral I don't like at all. Being ready for what, looking at the string and being ready for low overheads when there's that many strings. The way that the blocking is fundamentally very risky. Obviously, lows are a lot worse in Tekken than they are in like Street Fighter. But the fact that you can, both the blocking directions are so easy to light up. You know what I mean? You never really feel safe. And Street Fighter grabs are really scary, and they create a really strong mix-up, so you're never really truly like safe. But you know when a grab can happen. The opponent has to be really close to you. And generally speaking, there's a defensive thing you can do. In Street Fighter, there's a defensive posture you can kind of take. Oh, later. If it's like just crouch block, react to overheads, and delay tech, where it's really difficult to hurt you if you're doing that well. Nice Tominaga. Even great players really struggle to open someone up if they're doing that well. I'm sure there's something similar for Tekken, but I just feel so much more naked with the low overhead presence in that game, or rather the low mid presence. You really feel like you can just get opened up by any low when you're high blocking. You definitely feel like you can get opened up by any mid if you're low blocking. Most mids are unreactable and fucking lead to really good damage. A lot of them lead to good damage. Some lead to good damage. I think that's the whole point, is the exhibition is just, you know, against the guy with the highest win rate or whatever for the team, against the team master. Wow, this is even game outro. This is game versus. It is iconic though. I don't even know who these commentators are. I like never know. Nice punish. And instantly ready with the full punish. Shobuja. Mister. Close stay and fierce. Trying to light up the parry. That confirm is harder than it looks, but it's not one frame. The timing is just kind of unusual on it. I'm sure if you played Yun a lot, you'd get good at it. I don't remember if it's bigger or smaller than the stand strong, stand short link. Doing the baby combo. He got meter for that. If he killed during the Ganajin, he would have 0 bar right now. But because he delayed it a lot, he got some meter. It's not just for, like, making the combo undroppable. It's also optimal to not kill someone during the Ganai. Weird thinking about stuff like that. Even small amounts of meter are extremely precious to Yun. Because his primary way of building meter is just, like, low strong. So it's like how many low strongs he actually has to do can be rather important. Ah. This is a pretty strong starter. Need up to though. That's pretty easy. I sincerely don't know if that was a real or fake cross-up. I think it was a fake cross-up. The thing is, I don't think... He can't get a real cross-up there. I don't even know if it's possible to get a cross-up dive kick. I think it is. It's definitely possible if you're cornered. I feel like thinking about it, I don't know, but in a match, like, I would know. You know what I mean? Oh. That's gonna hit, but... Oh, it didn't even get a juggle. I thought it would. I was gonna say he can get a stun out of this. Backdash. Scary. Oh. This. Oh. Mm. That wouldn't have killed even if it hit. Yen had too much health left. It was like a all in. Doesn't mean I can push the chips forward. Let's keep going, baby. Firefox killed auto-playing videos and it made YouTube more annoying. Thanks for nothing. Is that a fucking Sean? Loud. Zen. That is a name I've never seen here. He's playing pretty well. Ugh, that's the classic Sean right there. You do stupid stuff when you're Sean because that's all you have. This is literally gimmick Sean. I fought this myself. The double roll was gimmick. The fucking blocked tackle into immediate EXTP was gimmick. I think there was another big one he did. There's going to be a whiffed. There's going to be a tackle into nothing and to grab to finish it off. Watch. He'll win, and that's how he'll win. Is to do like a mid-range tackle. Oh. That was actually punishable. That's like minus on hit. And that's like the safest one. I don't remember Sean's frame data, but that's I think minus but safe. Unless you're like very certain punishes maybe. The EX Tatsu. Oh, that's not even a combo. You can just high parry that every time. It crossed up. I wouldn't have been ready for that. But it doesn't matter for Oro because I would just hit Stun Strong anyway. Once I didn't get the cancel to chicken, I would have just walked in and done another Stun Strong on reaction. I've been in that scenario many times, and that's what I do there. You can parry that on reaction. The Sean is like... He's playing nicely with the tools he has, but it would be fairly easy to just destroy him. With any sort of exposure to Sean, which I think the Makoto didn't have. But most players don't have exposure to Sean. Because there are very few Sean players, because Sean sucks. It's like all character. That's like a natural balancing factor of fighting games. If a character is trash, people won't pick them, and if the character isn't picked, they have a lot of matchup knowledge working for them. They might have matchup knowledge on the opponent, but the opponent doesn't have matchup knowledge on them. That's a punish. This Sean player is doing quite well. It's like not his fault that Sean's sucking. Nice. That was like a giant waste of meter, but I don't blame him because Sean has a hard time coming out of his jump-ins. Probably stand strong into light Tatsu would have been the absolute safest way to kill. Well, super was the safest way to kill. Sean's super is like 2-frame startup, it's really quick. Oh my god. 2 all in. Deliberately took the cross up. It's cool seeing Sean footage, but like, it's hard to do something with Sean that's actually interesting. He's making some good plays. You can just see from that double parry, and then he still got opened up. You can just see that Akuma's just so much stronger. Akuma's kit is just so much better. Fuck anyone who says tears don't exist. Oh, A+ gimmicks. The risk reward is so fucked. There was the empty tackle into throw. He got it. He lucked out. That was good shit though. That was like perfectly playing. I might have gotten fucked up by that kind of play. Some of the things that Sean's doing, I would just fuck up instantly and just smash him. But that round, I think that a lot of that stuff would have worked on me. I like the whiffed wheel kicks. It's kind of interesting. It hits someone trying to dash in or something, or jump in. Creates an awkward scenario for them. But it's not super committal and it's hard to whiff punish. I don't remember how the roll works. It's either hittable but throw invincible or throwable but hit invincible, but I never remember which one it is. There's also the period when he's passing through you where you basically can't hit him. Your attack will come out the wrong way. And often that'll be right when you react to it, so it kind of works in that way. It kind of effectively becomes unhittable and unthrowable in that little brief period. So you can kind of make it work no matter what. The roll is one of Sean's like bigger weapons because it actually you're very likely to catch someone who doesn't know the matchup. Yeah, it is a good matchup for Alex. Your most dangerous weapons as Sean are the ones that can do work if the opponent doesn't know how to reply to them. It's pretty easy to figure out how to reply to a wheel kick even if you've never seen it. Block it high, better yet parry it. It's minus either way. It's hard for Sean to do that much more for it. Sean's Tatsu's so neat, but it means he doesn't have an air Tatsu. Sean doesn't have a single special move he can do in the air. If you could use Sean's wheel kick like a dive kick, it would actually be really interesting, and it might even make him a good character. Especially if there were like instant air versions of it. That'd be a really cool way to patch Sean up a little bit. But really, there's a lot that's just fundamentally wrong with him. If I was going to patch Sean, the very first thing I would do was revert his uppercut to second impact, both in damage and animation, and also range. Sean's uppercut is hella stupid. Samuranos into whiffed uppercut is dumb. Too far away close fierce into whiffed uppercut is dumb. The second thing I would do is probably make the last of his Tatsu knockdown. Maybe not. Maybe just make it plus frames. I'd make the meterless one safe, but minus. Make the EX one probably safe, but safe and plus on block. Make all of them very plus on hit. That'd be a good start. I don't know what I'd do to roll. I don't know what I'd do to tackle. Those moves are hard to fix. Wheel kick is almost impossible to fix. Even like similar but better moves like mallet smash are not amazing. Oh, that's not a combo. Mallet smash really is just a better wheel kick. You got an extra hit, which makes it a little bit more annoying to parry. You got a better anti-air hitbox. It's faster. There's a lot more stun, I think. Oh, that low parry. He low parried the fucking crutch fierce. For almost all crouching punches, you can parry it high or low. That's a punish. Probably. Probably a punish. Different universal overheads have different plus frames, and that was a pretty far successful universal overhead. Or was it blocked? But that's a one frame reversal super. And universal overhead is almost always minus. And if it's minus, then one frame reversal super will punish it no matter what. Provided it's in range. And tier crutch fierce, that's hard to do on anyone, but it's especially hard on Dudley's tiny jump. Nice. You can OS a parry there. You gotta be ready for that, it's just Dudley exposure. If you get air to air by Dudley, he can ducking super you, and doing the parry after the freeze is one frame. But you can parry before the freeze, and there's nothing else you would be doing there. Get air to air by Dudley. You just fucking tap forward when you're pretty close to the ground. And if he does the ducking super, then you'll parry it. And if he does anything else, then you nothing lost. You're gonna lose some hits. Wow. Whiffed EX lariat. He like didn't hold it at all. Q. This matchup. Blood taunt? Nope. Two taunts here. Anti-air dash punch is one of the best taunt setups you can get. Oh, he got all three. Hugo's got a health, but Q has like 1.5 times Hugo's health right now. Almost exactly, actually. Hugo's 1400, I think, and Q is like 2100. Overhead. He actually got the crouch and connect overhead dash punch, so I think he could have linked the super there. But he didn't. Probably because he doesn't feel like he wants to use the meter. This round is like 1. It was like 1 even when he landed that. The health differential was too important. I think it always works, but the screen positioning might matter. And also the height of the anti-air dash punch might matter. You also need some pretty fast charging, but it's not super duper hard. Dude, look at the fish. Turn, what are you doing up? Do you care about MK turn? I think you played one of the previous ones, right? Oh, that's gonna work. Yeah, who do you play? I feel like you're a Cabal main. Oh, Sub-Zero. I sleep. My only exposure to Sub-Zero's tier listing is Tom Brady talking about how he's not broken, and Sonic Fox saying he's good but not explaining why. I haven't seen a decent amount of him at tournament. What's like the variation? People are asking me about that. I always say I don't know. What's the Sub-Zero? I thought that the EX Ice Ball one would be better from the combo from overhead, but the overhead doesn't seem that good to me. The low is really good. But needing to spend a bar on a guess overhead, it's like a 25 frame overhead or whatever. But also having a low overhead makes up it all is pretty nice. Oh, it's 19? That's an okay speed. This is a fucking Super 3 Remy. 19 is definitely a workable speed for an overhead. That could definitely work. Dude, this is the parry super. This is the only parry super in the game. It's the only parry anything in the game. Counter, I should say. Ironically, that super is literally worse than just parrying, although it has a slightly higher success rate. It has a lower success rate because it's got a freeze. That super is almost always seen as the worst super in the game, and it is bad. The only way to reliably land it is to parry one hit of a multi-hit attack and then do it before the second hit of the multi-hit attack connects. And if you're doing that, you might as well just keep on parrying and then get a punish anyway. It's not even that rewarding when you land it. And Remy's other supers are actually okay. That's the icing on the cake. No, that one's still okay. The Makoto super where you can't block has some like gimmick value to it. Her damage really just goes up like crazy. She's literally doing like 1.5 times damage all the time the super's up. And if you get some momentum, it's still your turn. So it's literally like once you activate that super, it's like constantly your turn until you're wrong. So you can just like instantly win if you're lucky. It's super high risk, super high reward. It's exactly what you would expect. But some of the things about it that make it nice is it has really weird long invincibility when you activate it. You've got like 30 or like 50 frames of invincibility or something like that. Is Dead of Winter the EX Ice Ball one? Where's Ice Clone? Is Ice Clone even in the game? I know he doesn't have a variation that uses it, but... sad. I wonder if Scorpion Sub-Zero being top tier is just day one, or if they're going to stay top tier. When I've been watching footage, Garrus is the only character that really jumps out at me as being strong. Maybe the Collector too. Sub-Zero and Scorpion both seem pretty good. I don't know if they're like super amazing, but they definitely seem like high end. The only character that jumps out to me at all is Scarce, though. Game balance actually seems okay. Sonic Fox said something like he thinks every character is good except... Who were his two? He said two characters sucked, but I don't remember the two. I think Kano was the one who wasn't the worst. I think it was Devora's bottom one and Kano's bottom two on Sonic Fox's little tier list. And he said that Devora was not tournament viable, but Kano was. So he said every character in the game was tournament viable except Devora, basically. Which is a pretty nice take to hear early on. I hope he's right. Kano's the character I probably like the most, actually, which is why I did this video kind of early. But I haven't played everyone yet. Kano's mix-up actually looks hella cool. Yeah, Scorpion's crushing blows, when I was looking at him, versus like Johnny Cage and Kano, is like night and day. It's like, holy shit. And Sub-Zero as well. Sub-Zero has pretty good crushing blows. But Scorpion has like a bunch, and they're all really nice. And they're like very practical to land. Hey, you see that cross-up tech with Sub-Zero? I had it in my video, but I don't know if you watched it. If you get a cross-up jump kick, so that you're attacking away from the opponent and not towards them, they get thrown towards you. And that gives you that 124 KB. So like for example, if you do like fucking 2-1 whatever into Ice Ball, and that's your starter, that's your 3 hits right there. And then you do cross-up jump kick, that's your 4th hit. And then you can get a stand 2, that's your 5th hit. And then you can get dash in 124. So you only end up spending... No, you don't end up spending any meter at all. But you still get your fucking crushing blow. You don't need to jump in or anything. Well, like, to start the combo. You get your 8 hits. Look at this AIDS matchup right here. That seems to be optimal after you get a freeze, is that cross-up jump kick. It's like kind of precise to get, but you can do it from the right air timing. You can get as close to them as you want. And then, like, you can get point blank with them, and then with the right timing of jump kick, you'll get it. I haven't actually labbed Cabal yet. I've only seen a couple people play him too. All I know is he still has his run and it looks nasty, and he's got run fake for 1 defensive bar, which looks pretty good. The thing that the fakes let you do, at first I was like, what's Reborn Scorpion even for? What is fucking fake teleport even for? But then I saw people just not confirming teleport at all. And then they would just fucking, you know, they would cancel it. They would just do like a raw back 1 teleport and just hope it worked. And if it didn't work, they would do the fucking teleport fake. Because you could react. And then it started looking a lot stronger. I'd still pick Scorpion too. But at first I was like, what's Reborn even for? And now it looks okay. Is he playing the command grab variation? I imagine so, right? I can't imagine anyone looking at Kano's 2 variations and playing the one without the command grab. I think Kano's ticks are really good, but his strings are garbage. He's definitely got a good up-close mix-up. Damn, it must be pretty bad if you don't know if he's got a command grab or not. Me must be getting his shit pushed in, or playing the character completely wrong or something. I have researched a bit of noob now. I like the one with the fast fireball and the uh, teleport that gives you a combo on the EX. Whoa, look at that connect. Um, he seems good, yeah. He's got a lot of safe stuff, and his attacks are also really, really fast. But everything is minus. Literally everything is minus. But you've got like 3 hit strings that are still safe and can't be interrupted. His normals honestly seem really strong. And his combo options seem pretty good. And he's got some nice... he can't like keep the opponent on the ground for his combos. But he can reground the opponent, so he doesn't care about gravity that much. But he does still care about people flipping out of combos. One of the nice things about Scorpion and Sub-Zero is they can just like prevent you from getting launched. So your flip outs mean nothing. That being said, both EX Slide and EX Tackle from Sub-Zero, you can flip out of them. But it's so scary. It's like theoretically you can flip out of EX Slide and EX Tackle. But you would need to flip not knowing if Sub-Zero is EXing it, because you have to do the flip like instantly. So like Sub-Zero might just do a regular tackle on you. And then you fucking flip out and it's just a regular tackle. I was like, wow, I just burned 2 bars and the combo was already over. But between the first and second hit of EX Tackle, you can flip out. Even though the opponent's only airborne for like a few frames. Sub-Zero really doesn't seem to have a whole lot of places to spend offensive meter. I haven't actually seen Brady play Sub-Zero yet in MK11. I've just seen 2 videos he made about how Sub-Zero isn't broken. I saw one where he was talking about towards 4 being a shitty normal that sucks. And I saw one about him explaining how Thin Ice worked. When I saw the startup, I was like, is this even good? And I didn't even think about flawless blocking it, but the fact that you can flawless block it sucks. But then it goes, you know, it goes so far and it's plus, so it's got to do something. Well, Tom Brady's like, all he knows how to do is complain. Still plus on perfect block. I have my doubts. At the very least, you can do a reversal attack or whatever, right? I don't actually know how that works yet. I haven't labbed it. So theoretically, a lot of the stuff, even if you flawless block it, like let's say it says -4, it says a flawless block -4, so that means even if you flawless block it, like a stand 1 isn't going to be a punish or whatever. But theoretically, right, if you do flawless block into like up +2, it's a punish, right? Because it comes out faster. That matters a lot on wake up, but in flawless blocks it looks like it'll only matter for like a really quick string or something. Which doesn't apply to towards 3. I mean towards 4. Anyway, it only seems like very certain attacks that have different frame data on regular block versus flawless block. Most attacks it gives you the same number. So I guess you have to use the meter to get the punish, to get the combo, to get rewarded for flawless blocking. I should do a video on how flawless blocking works, and before I do that, I should fucking lab it, so that I actually know. because that seems to be a thing a lot of people don't know. There are a lot of things that people just don't know about NetherRealm, like mechanics, that I could probably do a really quick refresher course on. Just the fundamental way certain things work, like jump normals. Ooh. That's not anywhere in the fucking pretty good game tutorial. I love YSB! Cool juggle. EX clap, walk instant, fierce. Is it actually? Is it active and then, or like startup and then active? Do you have to add one to everything? Uh, whatever. That's actually really important. That means you can't use a 6 frame attack to punish something that's -6. That means something -6 is probably safe. I haven't found any attack faster than 6 frames. Oh yeah, good luck on the surgery. Max meter build. Smart. High IQ player. Shout out to Sub-Zero's fastest normal speed in fucking 8 frames. He's got down 1-6. I saw that. I had that in my video. But at 6 frame down 1, it's like, what do I even do with this? Down 1 into nothing. Good for interrupting, bad for punishes. Fuck that. I've already landed a down 1, I don't need another one. Landing a down 1 at all makes it my turn. It's the opponent who down 1s you after you do your down 1. It's constantly stealing turns back and forth. Down 1 is the turn stealer. I did my -frame string, but I don't really feel like blocking, so I guess I'll just down 1. It works pretty much exactly the same way it did in Mortal Kombat X, so I have good exposure to it. The crouching normals basically weren't changed in any way. Down 4 is minus, usually safe, hits low, pushes the opponent out. Down 3 is minus, usually safe, usually less range than down 4, leaves the opponent in place. Down 1 isn't so low, but is faster than down 3 and down 4. But everything is minus. There's only like a few plus frame attacks in the game. I shouldn't say a few in the game, but like 1 or 2 per character. Ooh. It's fun that everyone's working on it together. I feel it's gonna go back to NetherRealm style before too long. But I'm kind of eager to see what the thing that everyone agrees is crazy, what the nerf cry is gonna end up being, because it's like people still haven't figured it out yet. People don't really know what's stupid. This is like the longest we've ever had to wait to figure out what's stupid in another realm game. Ooh. Down 1 is pretty similar for everyone in Mortal Kombat. But the main thing is, it's really fast, and 2, it's crouching without blocking. And when you're crouching and not blocking, you're very small. So everything you can do that's fast in Mortal Kombat is high. Most mids are noticeably slower than highs. The fastest high for most characters is single digits. It'll be 7 or 8 or 9. But the fastest mid for most characters is 13 or 14. So let's say you block something that's -2. It's like, how do I abuse the fact that this is -2? If you both jab at the same time, if you both do like a stand one at the same time, the person who's -2 will lose because he was -2. But um, in order to abuse that, you have to do like a fucking, you have to block something that's minus and then immediately reply with a fucking stand one or something like that, and it'll be a high. It'll be like an 8 frame high. So if the person who just did something that's minus then neutral ducks and does like an attack, like a fucking down one, um, then it'll like clean beat the opponent who did reversal standing jab, because the standing jab will whiff. Oh. So it gives everyone, it's like a universal capacity to like kind of steal back your turn. Pretty much. But it's not even really anti-pressure in this case, although it can be used for anti-pressure. It's more like, you know, I wouldn't call it a pressure tool, but like it's more like a momentum tool. It's a momentum stealer. It's not even a momentum stealer, it's a momentum keeper. If you have momentum, you can keep it. But then it starts getting really complicated because the opponent could down one, it'll beat your down one. But of course, the down ones don't lead to anything. Literally, they can't start combos. Even if you cancel the down one, nothing that you cancel into will combo. It's just like the way they're coded. Um, so the worst thing that can happen to you is your opponent down ones and fucking beats you, and then you know, you can get fucked up for that. But depending on how minus what you did is, um, like let's say you did something like -5, which there's a decent number of, and the opponent does like a reversal like 13 frame attack or whatever, and you do your fucking 8 frame down one. I don't know, that might be like a tie. I didn't math it. The opponent does some mid, they could potentially beat you. The opponent does their own down one, they could beat you. Down ones are minus on block too. So if the opponent just continues blocking, almost every down one ends up being like -5 or something like that. Same with the crouching kicks as well. Down one and both crouching kicks are actually crouching, but down two, which is like a lot more rewarding, is the uppercut. Down two stands, so it can still get hit by highs and stuff. But it does a lot more damage, and also whiff punishes like highs. That's really the key, is crouching and doing nothing is a really decent thing to do after you block, or after you do something minus. Because the opponent might be doing a high, and if they do a high, you can actually whiff punish it with a down two. And that already does a shit ton of damage, but down twos also have a universal crushing blow that makes it so they start juggles, and it's literally like your strongest juggle starter. Although you can only do it once per round. But like that works if it's a throw or a fucking hit. If you just neutral duck and they do a stand one over you or a stand two over you or a throw over you. But you have to be ducking and not blocking and also watching, which means that you can get fucked up by a mid or a low. Down ones are usually like barely plus, I think, but I don't know offhand. And they're somewhat minus on block, but not punishable. There might be some that are punishable. I like need to look at the frame data, and it might not be super duper universal. But it's a nice feature because it doesn't lead to anything. So even though it's kind of a strong option, the fact that it's minus if it's actually blocked, and the fact that it's very fundamentally unrewarding. Most of them only do like 2% of the opponent's life, and also have no combo potential. Compared to like a stand 2-2, which can literally lead to like 30% for like most characters. And also is safe. Just a jab string, basically. It feels like the risk reward is there. That's what I'm getting at. There's an interesting core mix-up going on. Ooh. I'm willing to bet Akuma could have done something crazy there, but I don't know what. The punish he got was pretty nice. That was a free parry. I won't call it free. You have to analyze the cold blue kick correctly, and you'll look like a dumbass if it was a short cold blue kick into flash kick. You fucking whiff a parry and then die. I didn't know you could clap the low ones. No, it was that whole system was pretty much in place in MK9 and MKX. I think it hasn't changed at all. Well, the crushing blows didn't exist. But down 2s pretty much work the same way, and down 1s and 3s and 4s all work the same way. I think there were more minus. I think a lot of down 3s and down 4s were just punishable in MKX. And now they're minus, but not usually punishable, I think. I wouldn't say risk reward overall was bad in MKX, but it seems just more universal now. Risk reward really depended on the character. It seems to be universal now to have slow overheads and good lows. Or maybe not good lows. Whether a character has a good low or not is still just like, you know, not every character relies on the low overhead mix-up to do their stuff. And there aren't universal lows that are good, because the crouching lows are only good for anti-pressure and stuff. Ugh. But overheads are, for the most part, reactable in MK11. It seems to be the mix-up they're going for. Block low is safer than block high. Block low and react with high block is like the safer defensive way to play. But throws are just a punish reblocking, so. But throws aren't amazing. They're 10 frames, and they don't have great range, but it's good enough. But like, let's say the risk reward depended on the attack for the most part in MKX. So like certain characters would have like completely safe overheads. Like Liu Kang had an overhead that was like minus a shit ton. It was like minus fucking 30 or whatever. Or more. No, it wasn't that minus. I don't remember how minus it was, but it was unsafe. But it was like instant. It was like unreactable. It was like a 12 frame overhead. But it also slammed the opponent, so it just knocked over instantly. It didn't give you a combo at all. Raiden had an overhead that was 2 hits, where it would like hit you. It was like reactable, but it wasn't super easy to react to. But if you blocked it, you could literally punish Raiden with like a full jumping combo. It was like that minus. You could like block the overhead and then jump. But it led to a combo for Raiden. It was like a 2-hit overhead that led to a full combo. Reptile had an overhead that was like, I think safe, but it had like literally negative range. You had to be like inside the opponent. Overhead's basically like there was no uniformity to it. That's what I'm getting at. Same with lows. I remember before, Kitana had a kind of bad overhead. It was like safe and it had good range, but it didn't lead to a combo. Reptile, I think he's still alive in canon, but he's not present for MK11. Baraka died in the storyline. Melina died in the storyline. I think there were 3 deaths, but I don't remember. That's gonna hit. Nice. Balls in. Balls out. How strong your low game was important too. What was I saying about Katana? Katana had an overhead that just knocked down instantly and didn't lead to a combo. and then she had no low at all, besides the universal lows that didn't lead to combos.
むしろこれいいイメージですよ可愛いじゃないですか
Most Mortal Kombat games have very few canon deaths.
そうですね顔色ちょっと悪いだ瀬戸さん登場久しぶりあシックさんうまいですねなんとさ
What was the game where Baraka got sawed in half?
久しぶりにサー
Was
バー
that MK
結構
Deadly
いい感
Alliance?
じで効力も出ますというふう
It
に
was just like canon that Baraka got cut in half in fucking MK4 or whatever.
誠を選ぶ
So he was all stapled together. Kung Lao, I think,
瀬戸
did it.
クオリティ今日も発動しております
Kung Lao seems to be the guy who canon gave fucking Sub-Zero a scar. I think that's been referenced twice.
さすがに俺が悪い
It was in Shawn Monks, but I think it might have been in MK9. I don't remember.
誠ねユリアン相手にユリアン使ってて誠相手にして美味しい
It might have been one of the pre-battle dialogues.
そんなことないえみんな誠きついって言うみんな誠きついユリアン使いね甘えすぎ甘えすぎ甘えすぎ全員甘えてるいい加減傷つけてあーいいシックスさん強いちょっとこれ強くねマジこれはいい人が先に出たな
Oh, that's it.
続いて登場が
Cut in half in MK2 and stapled together in MK4.
けど民ですねここしっかりカシ君がしっかり咎めて
The thing about Mortal Kombat 4 is that they literally like made the game or like made most of the characters, and then they were told they were bringing back too many characters and not adding new ones or whatever by someone higher up. I don't fucking know. So there were like 4 characters who were going to be classic characters and then were suddenly made into new characters. Like I think Reiko was gonna be noob, and then it was like add new characters. Like okay, this isn't noob anymore. It's Reiko. It's a new guy. He's a different color look. And I think they did that with Katana. Or was it Melina? I don't fucking remember. And they made it into Tanya, right? But they added, I think, both Noob and Katana came back for gold. So it was probably just like the ideas they already had. Whoa. Fleshed out into full characters. No, I actually really like the canon that fucking Reiko's a fanboy. Not even a fanboy. Reiko's a sycophantic. Not even sycophantic. He dreams of replacing Shao Kahn. That shit's hilarious. Reiko is Starscream. But like, not even. There's a better comparison.
だからゲージ使っちゃダメだよゲージ使っちゃしっかり溜めてで後ろに下がって前か下それがサードストライクですまあでも中高域からは繋がんないねはい
Reiko is Scar from fucking Evil Concarne.
皆さんこれは確かすげえ強いんですよねそうですね結構久しぶりですよねそうですねそうですね俺は覚えてます多分タミこれ負けますね死の宣告はいうめ
Kylo Ren. Nah.
うまいなこれな
It's like someone who sucks up to the boss, but then like wishes the boss was out of the picture so they could be the boss. Is Reiko. It's not a super hard parry, but if he was committed, if he was like pre-jump or something, it might have been a lot harder. But you can parry after the freeze, and it's not 1 frame or anything. In the original arcade version of MK4, Reiko just like leaves through a portal and that's that. And in the fucking to add mystery to the character in the console releases, maybe it was just MK in Gold. To add mystery to the character, they show on the other side of the portal he goes to like Outworld and sits on Khan's throne and puts on Khan's helmet. So there was like this big fucking question mark. It's like what, Reiko is Khan, or like Reiko's replacing Khan. And then in they parody it. I guess they poke fun at it later on. They reveal in the Deception games or the Conquest modes, I should say. I think it's referenced in both Deception's Conquest mode and Armageddon's. And also, I think in his Armageddon ending, That he literally just like when Shao Kahn's not around, he goes to Shao Kahn's fucking throne and just puts on the mask and pretends that he's the emperor. He like sneaks in and does it. Was Jarek the one with the really stupid fucking ending? I always forget who Jarek is. He's one of the Black Dragon members or something, isn't he? He's wearing a vest. Is that him? And he has like a really garbage ending where he like fucking knocks Sonya or Jax or someone off a fucking cliff and it's dumb. Remember Kai? I think Kai was supposed to be Liu Kang, and then they just put Kai in. Or maybe Liu Kang and Kai were both in the game, I don't remember. Kai's cool actually, I wish he would come back. But also he's just Liu Kang, but black. Which is pretty boring, I guess. If you're gonna have Liu Kang, you might as well have the good Liu Kang. Not the fucking literally who Liu Kang. All the fucking clan members are like jokes. I don't give a fuck about the Black Dragon, I don't give a fuck about the Red Dragon. I literally don't care about either of them. I only barely care about Kano. Kano is already one of the most irrelevant characters in the fucking game. All he has going for him is he's been there since the beginning. And he's got a nice rival relationship. He makes like Sonya and Jax more relevant. It's nice having that whole thing going on the side there. But like every other clan member, I hate. I hate Movado. I hate the parts of Cabal that have to do with the fucking Dragon clan. I hate fucking Jarek. I hate Cobra. What was the girl, Kira? I don't even remember. I hate Kira. There's so many of them that are Cobra. I hate Cobra. There's so many of them and I fucking don't care about any of them. Did I say Cobra? I just said Cabal. I hate the parts of Cabal that are based on the Dragon clan. I like the mask. That's cool. Hook swords are cool. Evil clan member? No. I ain't feeling it. That walk super was nice. I like hate them even more than I hate the Order Realm and Chaos Realm guys. Actually, there's only one Chaos Realm guy, and I kind of like him. But there were a bunch of like irrelevant fucking Order Realm characters. It's like I don't care about any of these fellows. Hotaru, he's kind of cool. Darius, was he one of the Order Realm guys? I don't even remember. I remember Dairo. I hated Dairo. He was like a nobody character, and also he was cheap. Fuck Dairo. That was too early. Damn, one frame super. Hello. Darius looked cool anyway. Hotaru kind of looked cool too, but a different kind of cool. Darius and Hotaru are like opposite kinds of cool. They're both cool, but they're like cool for literally entirely separate reasons. Nice. I liked Havoc's face. What was going on there? I literally couldn't tell. Did he have like a skull jaw? It's like a fucking regular face, but then his no skin on his bottom of his mouth, or was that like part of the mask, or what? The promotional art was like hard to fucking figure out. And I think the in-game art as well. Nice parry. Can someone do that? That's not me. I feel like that link doesn't work if that's the permalink that's from the description of this of my page.
あんまり危険なことはしない安全運転うまいタイプさあポンポンポンポン
I appreciated that the Order Realm guys were pro Shao Kahn
できる
because he brought peace or not peace. He brought
太平さんだからとか
consistency.
名前
He
する
brought order to fucking Outworld.
さあこれやっちゃったフ
Nice.
ローラ石ガス
While
うまい
uh,
瞬間にもう確定ですよね多分ね
Onaga or whatever, anyone else would bring chaos. So
そして
Chaos Realmers were like in favor of deposing
もうたまるぞ
Shao Kahn. I appreciate it's very NetherRealm,
やば
but also it's very like appropriate. It's very D&D, I guess. That morality and the order and chaos are like entirely separate.
さあこっからこれはやばい結構やばいっすねこれいく勝負
Uh, basically impossible to get out of that without
いいっ
dying.
すねできるちゃんとスタンチ見て EX ヘッドデンジャラス
You think with a place called Order Realm, you know, they would be like good people, but none of them were. Literally every Order Realm character was
見
evil.
ました忍さんそう
I like that. I actually think that's really funny and cool,
体力
and also very
が
NetherRealm.
まくりましたよどうなってんすかこのキャ
We
ラ
didn't get a good analysis of Havoc. We have no idea if he was good or evil.
まあ
I think the whole point is they would be good or evil depending on like that was secondary to them compared to Order or Chaos.
ありえませんそれこのゲームにおいて
So like if there was a good person who was chaotic, then Chaos Realm would support them.
俺さん
If there's a bad person that was chaotic, Chaos Realm would support them.
ぐいぐい
I guess I'll get the link.
そうラウンドアーチで
There's actually more good characters than evil characters by a pretty. What the fuck? I still have this open. By a pretty comfortable margin in Mortal Kombat. If you look at the sides in Mortal Kombat Armageddon to see like which side is bigger, it's like way bigger for the good side. There are a lot of characters who've been evil briefly. There you go. That should work.
そうですねあれ結構付き合っちゃうときついっすねあれねなんか割ったりブロったりしたいんだよねあれねさあ埋まらないうわ今エイジスが出なかったかなそっか
I think Cabal started as a good guy, or like a we don't know guy, and then turned evil.
安定っすね逆らえないね盾には
His design looks
盾
evil-ish.
には逆らえない強すぎですこのキャラ
There was someone else. There are like a few characters in the really early games who weren't given a morality and then was fleshed out to be.
さあ2マックス溜まった結構強いですね2マックスは危ないだけどあえてのラウンドアーチいやもうちょいゲージ貯めたいかなこれで画面始まってこれ手前張りが
The good characters introduced in Mortal Kombat 3 were so weak, I feel. Nightwolf I kind of like, but they didn't do anything with him. He killed Sindel. He was the one who actually beat Sindel. I appreciate that. He became the leader or whatever of good when in Liu Kang's absence. I like that. I like it would be him.
トップにマレと戦って最後はダッシュ投げいやでもエネルギーさせ
He's that same kind of archetype as Liu Kang, but just with a different ethnicity to be that archetype for.
フェイスチュリー久しぶりなんだろう
It's like if Liu Kang wasn't Chinese and he was Native American, he would end up being exactly what
まだゴールデンウィークじゃないですけどまだゴールデンウィーク
Nightwolf is.
いっぱい遊びに来てくれるそうだなんかあるのかな日本のイベントなんだろうね何も思い浮かばない
Just fucking fighting expert plus like devout whatever.
俺さんを
A shaman in Nightwolf's case. A fucking monk in Liu
ラスト
Kang's.
ムーブ今八景が出てればってやつですかね。ワンしちゃいましたね。おおマ
Ooh,
ジ
that really
八
just
景
punishes, huh?
景光圏ですか。
Low profile, low forward, or
この
whatever.
人をしゃがみ
That's
つ
some
けることで
bullshit.
勝つんですよ。
Hit on the ground too.
さら
Yeah,
に
fighting expert in Soul
昨日
Boy.
のクライハント
Precisely.
が先に出ちゃうって感じなんだろうね多分ね。そうだあれは唐草は投げ優先ですからこのゲーム
I
は。
said something like that when I was doing
そ
the
れとはまた別の
tournament.
話
I
で
mean, not the tournament, the story mode.
それとはまた別の
Striker
話
is
で
just
打撃
Striker
だ
is
けなら
just
結構違いますね。
could a Riot Cop beat like a fucking Baraka?
え
Could a Riot Cop beat Scorpion?
いやでもいや投げ優先なんで
Could a police officer using completely modern weapons like fight off various fucking Mortal Kombat characters? He's like a power level question mark. And the answer is apparently kind of.
渋谷さんお願いし
Weapons
ま
are
す。
treated as being really serious in Mortal Kombat. I appreciate that. Earth in general has better technology in Mortal Kombat than it does in the real world. Earth technology is like better than anywhere else in the universe. That world doesn't have any technology as good as Earthrealm or whatever.
結構渋谷さんもあれですよね。
But like, it's very easy to just introduce like a fucking medium of like fucking supernatural beings and then just be like, oh yeah, well guns don't work on them or fucking knives don't work on them or fucking humans are powerless against them or whatever. And Mortal Kombat actually doesn't do that. It's like, oh yeah, you know a Tarkatan? If you shoot them, they die. Like a gun beats a Tarkatan.
うまい遅らせ100です。
And that's like the entire reason for Kano's character, especially like as the series goes on, to be an arms dealer, because it turns out weapons are busted.
のしゃがみ中キック
It's one thing to have an army of Tarkatans, but it's an entirely different thing to have an army of Tarkatans with guns.
ガードもぶっ込んでいく昇竜拳昇竜拳が当たれば
Weapons are more important, and Kano's dangerous because he's like a weapons expert.
今の先端大決勝ってですね。さあ謎の読み合いがさあ遅らせジャンプ中継からのファーストアジェンダ
And also because he's an amoral dickbag.
投げが強いんですよこのゲーム。おマジであれをグラップするってことは結構危ないよ。結構危ないですね。おお勝利だ相打ち。
A knife's a weapon. Kano's a knife expert too.
さあ渋谷さん
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
大会の勝ち方を知ってますねこれは。
I actually genuinely get the feeling that a gun is too impersonal for Kano.
やる中足を差し込んで奥攻め。あ今小足をずっと連打するべきですね。うまい。
Yeah, he has an eye laser.
さあじゃんけんするのかな。さあいくよ。
Ken actually made the right read on the parry, but even if you make that read,
移動投げが強
actually
そう
punishing it
で
is
す
crazy
ね
hard. You either have to do an ass ton of parries or something very fast.
ワンチャンだよこれ。さあどっち。じゃんけんぽん。
Or something invincible. Ken could have done like parry into
でも
EXTP.
ね違う。あれね絶対表なんだあれ。絶対表大体表なんだよ。あれ絶対表なんだよ。いいんじゃない。喉乾いた。ドライさんあざーす。ドライみんなもしそうだドライさんを雇っていいっていう方がいらっしゃいましたらバーサスまでお願いします。ドライさん今バーサスの店員とかさあ続いて登場が藤原さんの歌ってるエントリーはしていませんがこちら名前を書きました。
He seems to be able to live at least a small amount of time without the fucking robo heart inside. Since he takes it out, or he like puts it in for his pre-battle for MKX. So it doesn't seem to be either. It isn't completely essential to him being alive, or like he can go periods without it. But I'm not even convinced that his fucking eye is explained, let alone his chest. I feel like it's probably mentioned in one of the really old games. I think it wasn't even there for Mortal Kombat 1, right? Didn't go for the fancy parry into dash under. It's not even fancy, it's a blue parry. I'd maybe buy that. Like, he might just be a cyborg to make himself stronger. It might have been something he, like, voluntarily did just because it, like, powers him up. Not all cyborgs are fucking amputees trying to make up for fucking losing their arms to Ermac exploding them.
クビになってますとか。
Oh, that's max dizzy. You never see shit like that. I love seeing shit like that. EXDP to regular DP.
小声
Like
で言っ
never
てるけど、
useful except when you're trying to optimize
なってますと
your
か。
stun output,
一応チャットだよね。
which only matters if you
クビになって
you know
話したらもう終わってる。
previously did a high stun combo. Most of deadly stuff doesn't really build that much stun,
ひろゆきさん、
but if you get two high dizzy combos in a row, you dizzy the opponent. And if you get one, then the next one you go for should be like another one to get that dizzy. That was like super smart deadly play.
さあ続いて登場がひろゆきさんの準備。これもあれです
Normally
ね。
uppercut combos are like not as good as other stuff you can
3
do,
人目。
but they have that little caveat that if you get another opening and get another uppercut combo, then you could just instantly win.
さあここでザットリー・チュンリーの場合はこれはチュンリーが有利なんですけど、チュンリー側もしっかり
That's how stun should work, I feel. That's like the single best example of stun I've ever seen
ザットリー対
in
策
a
できてるかできてないかが問われてます
uh,
ね。
Street Fighter game. And most characters in this game work the same way. Like Oro works the same way. Oro generally has pretty high stun, but really the core of it is that if you go for certain stun combos,
ここは
then you'll potentially get a stun as long as you keep the momentum.
ラウンドにマックス
But also you can just not use the high stun attacks.
さあ一撃当たったらこれはもう2
Stun is another thing you can pursue besides damage, and it's potentially more rewarding but not consistent. So you can go for high stun combos or high damage combos. I really like that.
ここはデッドででんでん
And it's based on whether you think that you'll get that momentum or not.
だがしかし
Not all combos can go to like uppercut stuff for Dudley.
ひろゆき君のこの自力が問われますね。ひろゆき君の自力とそしてこのチュンリーの
It's not like just any opening could be, oh, this is my next high dizzy combo. You need something where you can get an uppercut,
さあも
which isn't that much.
う真上から来られて
EX Machine Gun Blow nerfs your stun output too, because it's based on number of hits rather than
なんだかんだ言ってもゲージがこれもう盛り
number of
上がって
actions.
るのがね。
And EX Machine Gun Blow is like 8 hits or whatever.
今みたいなところでショートスイングやられたら死んじゃうから危ないですね。まあちょっ
結構気
とね
抜けないんですよ。だからああいうところで遅らせ中足とかちゃんとできるとだいぶ違うんですよ。
はい。
投げじゃなくて。ワロがあるそこである。
Cartho. Something's super dangerous right now. He went off this mix up. He didn't even pursue it. He didn't do the double jump fierce. And the screen didn't scroll super high up, so his mix up was visible. He didn't actually do anything. But even if he did something, Dudley could have reacted. Double jump fierce might not work on all characters. Sometimes I do it and it feels like it doesn't even fucking work. But I'm not a Chun-Li player. I always get just like the one. Even if I do the super jump late.
投げうまい。確定。確定。
Chun-Li has a super long super jump window at the end of her super.
普通になんだ持続じゃない。
You don't always want the super jump immediately.
西川パ。
Makoto's is really long as well, but I think Makoto always wants the instant cancel.
続いて登場がこれあると
Makoto's is weird. I don't understand how it works. She can like jump cancel it, but she can also like
リーダー
dash cancel it, and it's like the only attack like that
です
that's dash cancel at all. But she can't like just walk out of it. I think
名前ひどい。
it has to be like a dash or jump.
何があってこんな名前になってしまったのか。
多分10勝ちなんだろうなっていうのはなんとなくわかるんだけど。
10月あったんだ。
確かやってたな。結果見てないけど。
嘘。でもこれ名前が物語ってるじゃないですかこの結果を。大丈夫ですか。あ、昨日の水曜シングルでこうなったんだ。なるほど。
水曜シングルでこうなったんだ。なるほど。
でも西川、あ、でもこれやばいな、ゲージ状況的にやばい。どっちも一撃で
そう
刺さると、このラウンド
This is Chun-Li, Chun-Li, huh?
だよね。当てに
This is when both Chun-Lis have meter. This is what it turns
瞬
into.
間にね、
そうなんだよね。
さあわからん。
Nishikawa Pa.
リープホイ
Yeah.
痛すぎるベン。
さあ、こっからの投げ。
Nishikawa is a fairly common Japanese last name. Couldn't tell you what the Pa means.
最強。
普通にしょられて。西川パさん敗退。
Nishi is West Kawa's river.
パさん、
Most Japanese names are geographical,
ひろゆきさん相当富永さんした。
but not geographical like a specific location. Geographical like general. Someone who lives west of a river.
結構自信あっ
と言いますから
あ、
ね。
そうなんだ。持ってるんじゃないの、お前が。
持ってるのと。さ
あ、こ
Kinoshita,
れ、
someone who lived below some tree line.
西川パさん的にはどうなんですか？
これは、どうすかね。
やりづらい。
いや、相当、
やりづらい。
Takeda,
相当きついですよ。
from Rice Field, I think.
これ、
No,
これはさ
bamboo
すがにきつ
bamboo
いですよ
field.
ね。誰でも。
そうそうそう
誰でも。
Someone who lived near a bamboo field.
そんなことないよとか言われてんだけど。やばくない？恥はそんなことない。父さん食らわないからね。父さん食らわないからね。ふざけろ。さあ、
There are certain
そこちゃんと
Western last names that are based on where you lived.
ピンク色と戦うと。
Particular names of towns
これ
are somewhat common, depending on the country.
そう結構投げに行くと危ないんで膝打ったりとかした方がいいからね。
Uh,
あ、打っちゃった。美味しい。
where does it say 60 FPS?
あれね、なかなかリバーサホイを解説
And also, like,
しゃがみないパン。
ひろゆきさんぐらいです。
ひろゆきさんぐらい。
you can just
今
tell.
書いてなかったけどね。
まあ今、使えないと
I don't even know whether that's a setting I can adjust. Probably somewhere in OBS, but I don't really
あ、見
care.
逃してしまった。
あ、これはだがしかしここは落ち着いて、おお、勇気の投げ。さあゲージを削ると、そう
ひろゆきさん手余ってるでしょ。
今のところ空振りを見て打撃作動すると前出しから使っちゃう。
そうそう
それがきついんだよ。
彼は食らわないですよ。
めっちゃ押すね、ひろゆきさん。
相当しちゃう。
さあ、
A lot of Western names are occupation names.
やっちまった。
Some of them are still, like,
大
obvious,
ジャンプした。
like fucking Baker.
あ、まあ
Some of them are less obvious, like Green.
あー終わった。
Green is an occupation name,
運が悪かったですね。
short for fucking greensmith.
今ミスった。ミスったミスった。
Black is short for blacksmith too, I think. And there's a couple others. Brown might be brownsmith. Blacksmith is the only one that's still in the common parlance, I think. But there are also a lot of different kinds of smithing,
嫌なとこが結
and
構。
they're often shortened to their colors.
あ、確かにネクロのジャンプ攻撃はね、ドリル以外結構しゃがめちゃいそうだよね。そう。あー、
Yeah, and the name Smith itself is
そ
a
う
fucking
やっぱスネークにかかんのがやっぱきついかなって気がする。チェストもそうだし、
occupation.
入っちゃうでしょ。死ね。あ、箸、あー、今の置きたかったね。置き場1回でもうあるか
Well,
ら。
then there are some occupation names that are just like not. They're lost in translation at this point.
そうです。3点というから。
Not even lost in translation, lost in time. They used to be occupation names, but now like every language that uses that name for that occupation. That's the cool thing about Japanese is because the Chinese characters are still evident. Couldn't tell you what Tominaga means.
8攻めが強いキャラで8
Konitan sounds like a nickname,
うん
but there's no way of knowing.
なんかスタンチ
There are plenty of ways of knowing if you know Japanese.
あー、エレクあ、危ない、やっちまった。
It doesn't mean anything to me.
お願いミスって。死んだけど。あーあ
You came in at a bad time if you want to watch some Third Strike because I've been watching it for like an hour and a half and I'm just about done. It's like 2 minutes left of this footage and this is my last video.
ー、すっげー濡れてる。
Gotta watch the archive.
うん、ごめんなさいね。なんかちょっと
Nothing's next. It's 6 a.m. over here and I got home from work at midnight.
大志のぶさん。あ、うまい。
Probably gonna go sleep. And then when I wake up, I'm probably gonna make the noob Cybot video. Since I already did most of it, like half. After that, I might stream. But there's gonna be at least some noob and also some sleeping between then and now. I got 4 days off in a row, and at least one of them's gonna be a Beth Cup. That's probably gonna be several streams. Wake up, EX Fukiage. The prayer. That shit sucks.
ミスってしまっ
It
た。
like never works. I'm supposed to Minaga gets it off as often as he does,
あ、死ぬ。え、はんないの？
which is still not a lot.
今の食らえばはまんなかったっぽいな。しゃがんじゃった。難しい。結局端コンボは食らったのかな。いや、食らわないか。
No, I did not. I don't even know what game we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna do SF5 or fucking MK. It seems like everyone who's playing MK got it for fucking PS4.
何
If
も
I advertise it, I'm just gonna put it on a YouTube video. Be like, hey, I'm gonna have a fucking tournament this week on Thursday. PC version of MKX. Everyone join. Then put a fucking link. And we'll see who comes. I'll probably do that in the next couple days, since I would like another better attempt at a Mortal Kombat tournament. Oh yeah, calm Alex.
終わりです
Oh, badass. If that was on purpose. Go to bed. That's good. Night, everyone. Or morning.